Good morning and warm welcome to all the participants of this workshop in the afternoon session. Today we have the honor and the pleasure of having with us Dr. S. Achithan. Sir is Professor in Head Department of Aquaculture, D. Fisheries College and Research Institute, FC and RI, from Tamil Nadu, Jaya Lalita Fisheries Institute, University, Tamil Nadu. And the topic chosen by our esteemed guest is for deliberation is seaweed farming techniques. Sir, you're audible as well as visible. Please start with the presentation and your introduction. Please, sir.
Okay, sir. Yes, is it visible, sir? Hello? Sir, screen is visible now?
Not yet, sir. Share the screen and choose the entire screen option. Present now and the entire screen option. And you have put yourself on mute. Please unmute, sir. Please unmute. Can you unmute, sir, yourself? Can you unmute, sir? You are on mute. You are on mute, sir. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yes.
Please go
Sorry,
to
sorry, sorry.
PowerPoint now. Yeah. Yeah. Slideshow. Thank you.
Now it is correct. Is it is correct, sir? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, shall I continue?
sir. Yes, sir.
Shall I continue, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, myself, Dr. S. Adityan, working as a professor in the head department of aquaculture, Fisheries College and Research Institute, Tuticorin, belonging to the University Tamil Nadu, Dr. J. Jayalalitha Fisheries University, located at Nagapattinam, Tamil Nadu. So, as a part of my invited lectures, I'm going to present the topic on seaweed farming techniques. So, very good morning to everybody, all the participants. Before moving to our subject, just I want to share the duty of me, right? Wearing of mask for both sides is beneficial, mutual benefit. People are knowing. I not explain much. Then regarding on the FAO, sorry, WHO. So they are telling always wear mask when we are in outside. Yes, frequent hand washing, keep social distancing. Another one is sneezing over to our hand. That's the other important. And we have to work or stay in well ventilated places. You have to combine all these precautions to lower our risk. And regarding the status of the recovered rate, this is the data yesterday one, right? Good interesting recovered date. We come across around 98.75 or 76. And Tamil Nadu also is same thing, 98.89 is also another good positive side for us. Even worldwide, if you come across, I think 1 month back, if you see the things and all, I think it comes around 85%, like the 80 or 82%. Now, yesterday, as on date, yesterday, I think we reached even world level also 94 something. So again, world level, we need to come across what? We have to reach 98 or 99 like that. So then again, it will be safe for us. Okay, anyway, people are taking much care. The same thing you have to follow. The last one I want to convey, government has already given go for booster dose. They are given long period. Now they changed to 3 months interval between your second dose like that they're telling. Then another one, you have to pay for this booster dose, rupees 250 like that. Anyway, all government, I think state governments are writing to their central government on a free basis like that. I think soon we may expect that. Okay, before moving, yes, Behavior of the participant while attending this national one. Yes, before starting, and people are very curiosity in learning what I am going to tell. Yes. Then while my half an hour presentation was over, right? All the participants are very humble, right? Like this boss, right? And if I'm telling, yes, my lecture was over, then you are all this thing. So for last 1 hour, you exposed like that. So that type of intention, okay, no problem. I think another one, I put the slide on online class in lockdown period earlier. I don't know the participants are how they are sitting in your room. Maybe in this position, no problem. You can conveniently you can sit and you can attend. Only botheration is whether you will be learning something from my lecture or not. So that is my thing. Okay, anyway, our college students are also did the same thing. What I am exposing, the same way they have also attended earlier and all. Before moving, I want to tell the meaning of the word today. Yes, this is an opportunity to do your work better than yesterday. Yes. So, so far, I think you heard about all other topics and all. And today is the another interesting topic we are going to learn, right? The topic is seaweed farming techniques. And regarding my position, I already told. Yes, these are the several outlines that I am going to cover for the entire 45 minutes period of time. Introduction, importance of seaweeds, types of seaweeds for cultivation, site selection, methods of seaweed farming by bamboo rooftop method, then monoline method, then tubular net method like that, then seaweed diseases and its management, then economics aspects of all these three. Then finally, I'm going to conclude, right? These are all broad one. Yes, what are seaweeds? Before going into the techniques, yes, it's a fascinating and diverse group of organisms living in the earth oceans, and they can be very tiny. Yes, that is the lower side. On the other side, I think quite large also, even growing up to 30-meter long, right? Sea plants forms an important group among seas. Then it is not a flowering plants. Yes, doesn't have any roots at all. And most of the seeds took nutrients from the leaves only. So doesn't have any stems or something like that, right? Then seaweeds are commercially important also, people are knowing. And mostly it is distributed in tropical countries, in particularly in sea, plants form the important one out of several organisms present. Yes, in sea plants, I think different plant communities will be there, and the plants form the first one. So because if no photosynthesis is happening, no oxygen release being happening, so ultimately no primary production in the system. So that's why plant form a important one, first one. Among the aquatic macrophytes, various plant species are included, starting from phytoplankton, seaweeds, sea grasses, salt marsh plants, mangroves. Among the above that I have listed out, seaweeds are very important commercial point of view, and since larger in size, we are calling it as a macrophage. So seaweeds also can be called it as a macrophage because of the larger in size. And even then, we are calling it as seaweeds. So doesn't mean weeds normally used to tell unwanted thing like that. So even then, it is a beneficial one like that. Then moving to the second preliminary aspect that I want to convey, proximate composition of a seaweeds. Yes, protein is about 4 to 12%. Yes, 0.5 to 4% fat, then 11 to 30%, then 3 to 26% fiber like that. So these are all approximate proportion. Moving to the uses, we are dividing based on our convenience. The first one is ecological side, and second one is economical side. Yes. Then in terms of picocolloid production side, it's a source of raw material being used that too from carrageenan side, then agar, then algin. So the thing respective industries that we are going to use that also has been mentioned. Then regarding applications, variety of thing used as a food, used as a medicine, used as a soil fertilizer and conditioner, alginophytes, agrophytes, carrageenan, then animal feed, then fish feed like that, then biomass for fuel, then cosmetic side, then integrated aquaculture, then even in wastewater treatment also, we have two roles, that is treatment of sewage and agricultural waste to reduce the total nitrogen and phosphorus. Then again, we are going to release into the open waters. And second one is for the removal of toxic metals that are being derived from the industrial wastewater. That is also another thing, advantage of using or cultivating the seaweed in a wastewater. So what the things images are pertaining to the users. Yes. I told ecological side like that. Yes. In terms of agar powder, yes. In terms of carrageenan, algin, and so what? You can add several cosmetics, everything, including in capsule, tablet. The outer layer people are using this one. Regarding the biology and importance of seaweeds, it's a primitive simplified structure. As already told, it doesn't have any roots and all. Yes, moving to the seaweeds potential and markets. I think in Tamil Nadu, I think Fog Bay and Gulf of Mannar will be the major one, abundant in seaweeds, particularly well suited for our indigenous seaweed farming. And the dominant varieties are Gracilaria, Gelidilla, Sargassum, Turbinaria, Hyphnia. So then Fog Bay, we have the same species, but in the case of Fog Bay, we are using, instead of collecting our own species, people are going for cultivating the exotic breed called Pepsi Pasi, Capapicus alvarezi. And another major place in Gujarat coast where people are doing the seaweed cultivation, including collecting from the wild as well as cultivating the Capapicus in the nearshore waters. And as per the statistical data towards 2019 data, 35.89 million tons of world seaweed production contributed by 49 countries, out of which 97% world production from Asia. That is another important thing. Then production from Americas and Europe dominated with wild collection, and the remaining countries like Asia, Africa, then Oceania dominated through cultivation side. So cultivation will be the major one than your thing. Then moving to the data related to the world seaweed cultivation, right, starting from 1950, then up to 2019. So there is a steady increase of production in terms of seaweed cultivation, including wild collection. Then moving to the types of macroalgae, we are dividing into three. Green algae belonging to the group called Chlorophyceae, then brown algae, Phaeophyceae, then red algae, Rhodophyceae. Then moving to the examples, I think these are all vulva species, we can tell, right? Then these are all subspecies of vulva. Then podium is another species under green algae. Yes, it's another species. Then Enteromorpha, another species belonging to the green algae. Then Collarpa, another species under green algae. Then Pedina is another species belonging to, and here also we have got 3 or 4 species, subspecies, right? Then Macrocystis, another species, right? Then Ketomorpha, this is also another important indigenous species present in Fog Bay and the Gulf of Mannar. These are all examples or the varieties or the species of green algae. Then now I am moving to the examples belonging to the brown algae. Almost all the species are brown algae are from marine, and the best known and the most one is the brown algae. Sargassum is a more commonly one encountered in Fog Bay area as well as Gulf of Mannar. And you can see the washed out, the wild one washed away to the shore. The species called laminaria. Laminaria. So people are. This is not the cultivated one. People are collecting it from the wild. Then they are drying. Then turbinaria. This is another example belonging to the brown algae. Yes. Then sargassum, as I already told. Yes. Now you can see the clear view of crystal clear view of sargassum. Then we are moving to the red algae now. Yes. Porphyra, another important species we can mention under red algae, Dilidilium, right? Then Gracilaria, Iphnia, Victoria, then Eucuma. This another Eucuma is not our own Indian coastal side. It is belonging to the South other Asian countries, particularly the Vietnam, Philippines, like that. And the last species under this red algae, I think most commonly we are using in our Indian coastal water bodies, Kapapicus alvarezi. In Tamil Nadu coast, we used to call locally Pepsi Pasi because the Pepsi company only earlier they introduced in our coast 10 years or 11 years back. That's why it is called as a Pepsi Pasi among the local people of Tamil Nadu coast. So what I am showing is the coast pertaining to Pogpay, where the cultivating this Kappa package is allowed. Particularly in the case of Gulf of Mannar, there is a restriction in cultivating the Kappa package. So in Gulf of Mannar, I think we are dividing to two areas like that, from Rameswaram to north of Thoothukudi coast, used to tell, up to Thoothukudi. So in that area, we should not go for cultivating this Kappa package. From south of Thoothukudi coast to Kanyakumari region, where you can cultivate this exotic species called Pepsi Possi or Kappa picus alvarezi. Here you can see the color I am showing is a dark one. Yes, the another one I am showing is a light color. So doesn't matter because depending upon the water quality and the nutrients prevail in the respective coastal site, you will be getting the color. But it doesn't mean that whether the nutrients available in terms of nutrient, that is protein or carbohydrate or something like that, it is not altered on any case. So color will not play a major role in deciding whether your nutrient content. Now we are moving to the actual topic for today's class, methods of farming. Yes, so though we have several methods, the blue color underlined I have given. These are all two methods predominantly we are using. Bamboo wrap method and most of the site. And there are cases that too depending upon the coastal, the depth, everything all along the shoreline. People are selecting either bamboo wrap method or monoline method like that. Though we have other methods, I think those methods and all allow people are following the Philippines, Vietnam, and other South Asian countries. Uh, to put in a nutshell form, five common methods like that you can arrive. The first one, bottom. Then second one is broadcasting method. Then third one is floating bamboo method. We used to call in an abbreviated term called TT, tie technique. Another one is called monoline and net method. Call it as a tie technique. The last one, recently introduced one, but doesn't come in a good way because of there is some restriction of using this tubular net method. As I already told, walkway and Gulf of Mannar will be the thing. Yes, this image show you the different phases involved in shrimp farming cultivation. Seeding of a young seaweeds or a young seaweed into the raft. Then another important aspect called growing phase. Then once it is come to the final stage, then we are going for harvesting one. And the last one, though it is not our side, the industry people go for processing like that. So these are all different phases. Moving to the farming technique, either you are going to select bamboo wrapped or monoline method or even tubular net method, one has to look into the site selection aspect. So these are all various criteria we need to consider depending upon our locality. The first and foremost point we have to think is free from those site, free from freshwater runoff, because freshwater is the enemy for the seaweed side. So if any rains comes in your drying area all along the coast, I think it will be decayed very quickly. So that's why people are telling it should be free from freshwater area like that. Then your proposed site should have a clear and clean water like that. And another important point, salinity will also play an important role in giving a growth of a cup of acres. So here, I think more than 30 ppt will people literature says. Then another one, moderate water movement must be there. Sandy or rocky bottom to the corally substrate. That site should not expose to the low tide period. Otherwise, what will happen? The actual depth of the bamboo raft or actual depth of the monoline will be exposed to the surface, and it often leads to exposed to the temperature, surface temperature. So that leads to so many complications. That's why we're giving importance for that one. தம்பி ஓப்பா இதில் சார் வந்து மீட்டிங்கில் அட்டன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரு, கூப்பிட்டு வரான்னு சொல்லுங்க, இந்த பக்கம் தள்ளு. And then presence of wild stock like that. So what are the images that I'm showing is all these are, so these are all ideal site for doing cultivation. Even if you have an enclosed area, then you can select as one of the best thing, right? Then shallow water I told, crystal water I told. Then we are moving to the first technique called the bamboo wrapped method. Yes, now you can see the images of depicting the actual process involved. Fabric, right from fabrication of bamboo wrap, then put it into the respective site, then allowing for growth for 35 to 40 days in the case of exotic breed. And in the case of our own indigenous species, I think the duration will be little longer, preferably minimum of 90 days and maximum of 120 days it will take, particularly for our indigenous species. The Porphyra, Gracilaria, Sargassum, Geldiella, these are all our own. So that's why people are giving importance for cultivating gapopicus rather than our own indigenous species because of the lesser duration. Right. So what you are seeing is people are taking after seeding the bamboo wrap, being put it into the sea. Then another point in your bamboo wrap method, bottom of the each cage should be placed with old fishing net, because when you are delaying the harvest after 35 days for about 1 week or something like that, since after 35 days it will be very hardened, it may loosen or break. So that will be collected at the bottom of the net and it will not move to the adjoining area. So for that purpose, we can put the old fishing net. So this image is the overall surface view or aerial view of the exact shape of a bamboo raft method. Yes, this table will give you for a known size, for example, 3 meter length and 3 meter breadth. How many numbers of cross twines can be put? 20 numbers. How many ropes can be tied? 20 numbers. So if you multiply it, you will get 400 numbers of young seaweeds can be tied out of this one. So இதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா I think 20 meshes, each mesh I think people can go with the seeding of minimum of 150 gram and even maximum of half a kg you can tie. And ultimately for each cage we will be having around 60 kg weight of young seaweeds. So after the period of 35 days or 40 days, out of this one draft, we will be getting minimum of 240 kg and maximum of 360 kg. Then when you go for, after harvesting, when you go for the next crop, so people can take young seaweeds from this raft, nearly about 60 kgs like that, then you can go for harvesting. You not buy separately. So what are the things I explained, sorry, shown? These are all accessories or materials required for fabrication of a your bamboo raft. So here the first one involved is bamboo pole. We used to tell the node of the particular bamboo rope. So we can have a long node, then it is a preferable one. If you have a short node, then better to avoid that one. So that will have a better thing. Then accessories, other knives, everything. Then ropes, right? Then wooden blocks. Then your another one is called floats, right? Then you can have a long or thick your nylon rope for tying your bamboo raft and all. Then now I am showing the actual, the long pole, 4 numbers required, and short poles, 4 numbers again required in order to tie all corners of the 4 poles. So each corner we have to tie first. Yes, we have to go like this, and the knot should be like this. So this is the special knot we have to make, not like other knots that we are putting normally. No, it's a special knot we have to use. Then similarly, we have to finish the corner tying with the cross small pole like that. So this is the exact one corner of the your bamboo raft. So similarly for next corner like that, 4 corners we have to complete. Now ultimately we will be getting all 4 corners that is being fabricated. So as I already told, the bottom of the particular bamboo raft should be fixed with old fishing net. So that is being fixed. Then next thing is we need to go for preparing the ropes, preparing the twines to tie the into the bamboo rope. So for which you can measure the like this. Then you can cut into several pieces, right, of our known length. Then edges and all, it will be little springe that has to be uh, uh, you can do like this, right, by using them. Then for twine, again you have to take a measurement like this, 10 centimeter or 15 centimeter like that. Then you can go for measuring and rowing all those things. Then by using hot knife, if you are putting, give pressure at the center of the that one, you will get the empty, sorry, not empty, empty number of lot of the young twines required for seeding your seaweeds. Then you have to put a loop like this before inserting or seeding your young seaweeds like this. And this is one row containing several twines for seeding your young seaweeds. So what you are showing is one rope. So similar like that, you must have 20 ropes for this 3 meter into 3 meter size of bamboo raft. Yes, now we can count like this. So this many numbers we need for each raft. Now it is ready for seeding your young seaweeds. And here also how to seed. There is a technique, right? Then after seeding, we are going to tie it in the already fabricated bamboo raft. Yes, and now again we are going taking to the individual into the respective C, right? Then likewise, you can take back all the seeded raft, then you can tie between the raft like that. So now the question comes, how many number of raft can be managed by a people? So 2 to 3 people or 2 to 5 people can manage nearly about 45 to 50 rafts conveniently. So then only it will be a profitable one. Otherwise, you will not get the profit from single cage, right? So what you are seeing is tying of raft between the fabricated bamboo raft, right? Then regarding for your anchors for a particular raft anchoring, you can use this type of shoulder big stones or something like that is there, that also can be used, or fly ash bricks also available. You can put 5 or 6 pieces in a small net piece, then you can use as a anchor, or in the market we have MSGA anchor, nearly about 30 to 35 kg weight, that also can be. So what the image you are seeing is after harvesting, people are lifting now. Then, since we are putting for 35 days or 45 days in a open sea, particularly for our exotic species, in the case of our indigenous species, nearly about 90 days to 120 days. So there is a possibility of the barnacle attack in our bamboo raft. So between for before proceeding for each next cycle, we need to clean thoroughly, and during off season, particularly during rainy season, we have to keep the all the rafts in this position in order to avoid attack of and other things to the your bamboo pole. So these are all precautions we have to take. Then moving to these are all various flow line activities pertaining to bamboo raft cultivation, right? Then moving to the long line method. Yes, what you are showing, seeing is it is being erected in the directly into the bottom of the sea by using a long rope like that, by using small pole, right? Now the people are normally, between 5 or 6 young seaweeds seeded. We are going to give you a 1 liter or half-liter empty plastic water ball between each 5 or 6 young seaweeds loaded, because it has got two benefits while attaching this this bottle to the particular young seaweeds rope. Because the first one is that will facilitate the floating capacity of the particular seaweeds when they are growing. The second important advantage is from the site, that is from the land area itself, you can able to see the positioning of the bottle. Thereby, you can say whether the growth happened or not like that. So initially, since it is a 150 gram or 200 gram, the weight will be very less. So the bottle will be very in slanting position. When the weight is increasing, then the bottle will come to the perpendicular position. So that will indicate whether the seaweeds, young seaweeds, seeded earlier or the first day of your seeding come to the harvesting stage or not. Like that, you can come to a conclusion. So these are the second advantages why we are putting the plastic bottle between each 5 or 6 young seed things like that. Now you can able to see the bottle shape, little slanting position. That means all the seaweeds are recently the seeded one. It is not come to the perpendicular shape, right? So here, after people are taking individual rope tied between each pole, then they are untying, then they are bringing to the shore, then going for drying. So what I am showing is the cultivation by the species called Gapapacus. This is one progressive farmer from our Tuticorin coast called Mr. Murugan. He is also doing in a prominent way, bigger way. So what I'm showing now, you can able to recall what I told. So between 4 or 5 young seaweeds, we must provide the empty water bottle, right? Then another third method it is available. Yes, we used to call tubular net method. It is not picking out in a broader way. Only one reason. The reason is if you are adopting this method, it is automatic model like that. So the livelihood options or the opportunity for the local fisher folk will be affected greatly. So that's why people are not preferring the third method called what? The tubular net method. So tubular net method is a versatile one. You can seed the entire one wrapped material, that is 60 kg, within a 5 minutes period of time. But in the case of our bamboo raft method, ordinary conventional method, it will take 30 to 40 minutes like that. So that's why people are preferring this method. And this is nothing but we can use long line, nearly about 11 long rope net material, tubular nets material. The length, the specification is around 5 meter long, like that. And the mesh size will be 20 mm size. And maximum seeding, that is young seeds, you can tie 20 numbers. So altogether it comes 220 numbers. So how to insert or how to insert the young seaweed. So for which we will be using separate PVC tube called, having the dimension of 1 meter long and 7.5 centimeter wide, like that we are using. So that is the auxiliary stool or tool to fill the seeding into your tubular net. So PVC tubes was involved with the tubular net at one end of the tube, and seedling was slipped one by one horizontally very quickly into the until the end of the next tubular net. So one end will be closed and the next end is will be open. So periodically we will be dumping one by one very quickly. So that's why it is a versatile method. Then harvesting consists of total removal of this tubular net technique from the wrap very immediately. Then you can cut into the particular tubular net so that you can create a mass collection of what the grown seaweeds into your drying area. So this is another advantage of another you can take to your course as a shore side for drying side, right? And these are also another method, as I already told, individually, you can have a small net pouch like this, then you can seed the young seaweeds. This is not suitable because cumbersome process, laborious, time consuming. So that's why people are not preferring this method. But only one advantage is that whatever things put inside your particular pouch will not go outside. So that one guarantee will be there, particularly in this method, but lot of disadvantages. That's why people are not preferring this one. Now what we are seeing is individually people are putting in a net pouch, then they are hanging. Moving to the last part, seaweed diseases. Yes, it is not a bigger way as in the case of our pisciculture system. Yes, the commonly encountered are eye size, pitting, tip darkening, tip discoloration, epiphytism, algal parasitism, the presence of micrograzes. The first one, eye size. So here the thallus region from tip to the other end becomes whitish in color, eventually causing affected the parts due to the break of this one. So the second one is called pitting. The first one is mainly due to the water quality parameters, abrupt water quality parameters prevail in a particular season. For example, rise in water temperature in a particular site. So that's why you are getting that one occasionally. Then pitting occurs at the cortical layer wherein cavities form. This is mainly due to the mechanical wound. So people are, if they are moving very rashly into the particular pole method or bamboo raft method, there is a possibility of wound happen due to mechanically. Then third one is to call dip darkening. So it is due to the here mainly due to the weather condition, bad weather condition prevail in the atmosphere. That's why we are getting this one. It may be a temporary phenomena. Once the weather condition and all come back normal one, then you can get the normal color like that. The tip discoloration. This is mainly due to the top tip portion of the particular seaweed exposed to the aerial side. So that's why I told in the site selection side, your site should be taken into account. You should not expose it to low tide area. So if you are exposed into the low tide area, that side, then definitely you can expect this type of tip discoloration. That's why we are telling in terms of site selection. The other things are epiparasitism. Common, it's a open water bodies. There is a likely possibility of entering all these parasitism and all. So better you can have a boundary covered with net material so that you can avoid this one, right? Then presence of micrograzers and macrograzers, that is also inevitable one. If you are providing side nets and all, you can prevent this one. Then general health and farm management side, last point we have to think it into, in our mind. Yes, we have to visit the farm daily. Look what I'll be telling, right? So you have to keep the culture seaweeds always clean. So for that purpose, you have to look, then check and prune the eye size infected portions are there in your particular bamboo raft or monoline method. So as I already told, now if any bad water quality parameters prevailed in terms of rise in temperature or even rise in salinity and all, you can expect what this eye size problem. So tighten the loose lines and tie like that you can carry out. Then repair or replace all broken or damaged materials there is a likely possibility of happening this one. So that's why we are going for repairing or something like that. Then adjust the monolines if required. Why? Because initially, it will be in a stretched manner. So in due course of time, because of the heavy wave action and all, you may expect there is less flexibility in your tide portion. So you have to adjust the monoline accordingly if necessary. Then another important point, each the seaweed grower farmer has to maintain proper record for each raft, how many weight they have inserted for each rope, then what will be the total quantity initially, then what will be the final harvest they made, then ultimately for 45 rafts or 50 rafts like that. So where they brought from the young seaweeds like that, all information they have to maintain in a separate record notebook. So these are all I already explained. Visit the farm daily. Keep cultured seaweeds always clean because since it is a open water bodies, there is a likely possibility of entering the other unwanted materials such as even including plastics and all. So that will hinder our activities. That will hinder our free flow of water to the cultivation site. As already told, you have to look to for this portion whether ice is formed or not. Then and there, then tighten the loose lines, then repair the or replace the all broken pieces like that. Finally, they are coming to the economic part of very important one. In what way it is giving a thing. So we have put in a nutshell form in the case of bamboo wrap. For example, I already told 3 to 4 or 5 people can manage these 45 wraps, right? So one self-help group like that, I'm giving an example like that. So the cost is around 1,500 rupees per wrap. So it comes around 67,500 rupees. Then biomass of that seaweed after thing around 300 kgs we are getting an average. I told the minimum of 240 kg and maximum of 360 kgs like that. So on average you can expect 3 to 300 kgs. Then as already told, when you go for the next crop, you have to take the young seaweeds from this portion. So that's why I'm subtracting 60 from the 300. So it comes around 240 kgs. Once it is dried, we will be getting hardly 24 kg from each raft, right? Then another thing I have mentioned in terms of interest on bank loan, 12%, insurance, then total cost is comes 76,600. Then revenue, I told, 624 kgs dry weight from each raft. So we are having 45 rafts. So it will come around for 6 crops we are doing. So even you can also extend 1 or 2 crops if the climates are suitable. So normally 8 to 8, maximum 9 crops you can do in Tamil Nadu coast because there are 2 or 3 months we will be come across the period called rainy season. At that time, people are will not doing this seaweed cultivation. So altogether, the net profit comes around 1,50,000 around. This is pertaining to our seaweed cultivation by bamboo raft method. In the case of the monoline method, yes, long line method, here we are taking into the group of 20 members can manage. Here we used to call in terms of lines. So 10 lines we have worked out the cost. So each line it comes around 5,000 rupees. So it comes around 50,000. Then biomass after harvesting and all it comes 4,000 kgs. Then taking young seaweeds for the next cycle 1,000. Then remaining 300 3,000 kgs. And then after drying we'll be getting 300 kgs like that. Then other things it comes around here net profit after a period of number of crops about 10 times or 9 times we will be getting around 90,000 to 1 lakh rupees like that. As already told from our Thoothukudi coast, I think we already recorded success or documented a success story from our local farmer, Mr. Murugan. So he has used bamboo raft method by using the exotic breed called Pepsi Posse, and he earned net income of 75,000 per tree. So with that, I will be completing. Yes, before concluding, life 10% what you make it, and 90% how you take it. Now I am putting in a reverse manner. My topic 10% how you make it, and 90% how you take to your mind. Yes, to conclude with Dr. APJ quote, right? Fear, two meanings. Yes, forget everything and run. Another one, face everything and rise. Choice is yours. So now I am going to finishing. Then afterwards, people can ask questions. Yes. தம்பி ஒரு லைட்டை போட்டுட்டு ஒரு ஃபோட்டோ மட்டும் அங்கேருந்து எடுங்க. அதாவது நீங்கள் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்லாம் இருக்கிற மாதிரி அந்த கார்னர்லேருந்து. அதுமாரி இந்த கார்னர்லேருந்து ஒரு ஃபோட்டோ எடுங்க. இந்தாங்க ஒரு லைட்டை போட்டுருங்க. எஸ், I will go to the sorting side, sir. Yes, Saravanan, any improved advanced methods like micro propagation and agriculture techniques to improve the culture seaweeds? Yes, it is available in our Mandapam center also. I think we are having one project and it is already been standardized. So we have got the project mainly propagating tissue culture methods like that. Then another person is asked how farmers market their produce like that. He has asked. ஒரு நிமிஷம் குயிக்கா என்னுடைய இதை எடுத்துட்டு வந்தேன் பாருங்க, சார்ஜர் எதில் இருக்குன்னு பாருங்க. அதில் எதில் கனெக்ட் பண்ண முடியும் பாருங்க. அதை பாருப்பா, இதில் இந்த பக்கம் எதாவது இருக்கான்னு பாருங்க.
Uh,
1
First,
minute, 1 minute. There is a problem happened to our side.
no issue, sir. Please check.
Okay. Sorry, on mind. Yes, thank you. Then another person asked, participant asked, lectures for okay. They are asking hard copy. Yes. 1 minute. Yes, Maya Raman. He has asked how farmers market their produce like that. So marketing and all, no problem at all. There are selected people are there. They have their own processing side and all. So people can move to, because it is area specific area oriented like that. So in Toothugli also we have got the processing plants. The people are taking like this. In another course called, we used to call Ramanathapuram like that. The people are having, lot of people are taking. Then even Park Bay also near Mandapam, near Nagapattinam and all, they have buying people like that. So no issue in selling our dried seaweeds for further processing. So a lot of people are there taking. Pepsi company is also taking. There are, I forgot the actual company name, but a lot of people are there. A lot of companies are there come forward to buy the dried seaweeds. I think these are all three questions I think I have answered. So any other question, people can post in chat box so that I
You
can.
can ask also.
Yes, people can. Yes. So another question is Mr. Saravanan from TNJFU asked, with regards to the storage and the viability of seaweeds, in terms of storage, how long we can store the seeds and maintain the viability of the seeds? Yes. This is another important questions he asked. Yes, when you are brought young seaweeds from a local area for even in terms of 3 hours duration or 1 hour duration, only thing is it has be filled with what seawater only. Should not spray any fresh water or something like that. If you are doing like this, then the seeds will be get decayed. Even by spraying the seawater over your even cultivated one or young seeds, it can withstand growth. You cannot expect, but it will not spoil. It will not spoil. You can maintain the actual the vegetative pattern or something like that. Then these are the because our main purpose is once it is harvested, our aim is to dry it very quickly. So people are taking our product in a dried form only rather than wet form. So we are giving much importance for taking in terms of drying side. So as I already told, 300 kg wet weight means after drying it will come 30 kg only. So like that. So that much moisture will be there. Okay. Then any other questions people participant can ask. Yes. No questions, please. Even if you don't have questions, you can tell no like that. I think our participants are attending like college students. College
Uh,
students will never answering if you are asking.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Mm,
you.
Although they
Uh,
are not all college students, they are professors, assistant professors. But
but our side,
being with
my
students, they are no
uh,
students.
yeah, okay. In our side also, I asked our students, ELP students are sitting in my virtual classroom. They are also attending, listening my lecture.